I'm beginning to think that fate is against the idea of doing this video. Just some pipe thoughts, as it were. Me, my pipe thoughts. The halfling. Well, if you look at the date when this is going to be published, if it gets published, this is this day that we had a massive snowstorm. So currently I am trapped inside the house, deep inside the village. I like to call it the village. Not really a village, but I'm sure by definition I think it's a village. I'm having a heck of a time fighting with this. But anyways, today's topic is why we are stuck in the economy that we are stuck in. Rather simple, I think. Some like to blame the Nixon administration by taking us off the gold standard. I think it comes with Reagan and the trickle-down economic plan that we were placed on. If you don't know what the economic trickle-down plan is, also known as the PNU, also known as Reaganomics, the idea is that if you take taxes from the wealthy and decrease them down, they will take this extra money that they have and then use it to further investments. These investments will then effectively work its way down to affect everyone else on the bottom, trickling down the economic scale. For instance, someone wants to build a new business, a new office building. So what they do is they look for investors. The investor puts in so much money into it, they start building the building. That means you need construction workers. That means you need other businesses involved. And money goes from that investor to these guys. Well, construction workers get hungry, so they start looking for places for lunch. That, of course, encourages small entrepreneurs to open up small shops, help feed these people. When the business building is completed, those who work inside the business building will want lunch as well, and next thing you know, these businesses continue to thrive. These businesses, of course, need employees, and thus the continuation. This is where how it trickles down from the top down. The flaw in it all is that rich people aren't stupid when it comes to their money. They may be foolish in a lot of other things, but investing isn't one of them. They hire smart people to help them out. That means they'll only invest in things that they believe are sure for returns, especially maximum returns that they can get. Here we are. This means they are more inclined to hold on to the money until they see a decent investment. The way our economy runs is that more people buy things, the stronger our economy gets. Well, if everybody up on top, the top 10%, has all the money, the rest of the 90% doesn't have what's called expendable income. Expendable income is the money you have left over after you pay off all your bills. Well, if that's the case, then you have no more money left to go because you have no expendable income. The wealthy have expendable income. But one wealthy guy only needs, how many gallons of milk does he need to buy? How many cars can a wealthy guy buy or want to buy? How many houses can a wealthy guy buy? Theoretically, he can buy one. How many does he really buy? Not many. Like I said, we go back to the milk idea. One wealthy guy buys 1 gallon of milk. You've got yourself 200 regular blue-collar workers out there. Each one wants a gallon of milk, but no expendable income to buy it. Well, clearly, the milk industry cannot survive off of one guy buying 1 gallon. This is the issue. The economy starts to slow down because fewer people are buying things. Fewer people are buying things because they don't have as much expendable income. Why don't they have that much expendable income? because the wealthy is holding on to the money because they have less taxes to force the money away from them. Where does all these extra taxes go to? Because the country needs so much in taxes to work. This goes to the middle class and upper classes. After all, the government needs to buy bullets and needs to buy everything else. Somebody's got to pay for this. So instead of taxing the wealthy in hopes that they will take that money and invest out into the market, they tax the middle class. The middle class has very little expendable income to begin with. Now we're going to take away taxes. Makes it even worse. So you see, this starts to spiral out of control. The only way to change this is to go back to the tax code pre-1970, I believe. They were talking tax codes between 1940 to 1970. Would just iron out our economic issues almost immediately. The thing is this, though. You're a politician. You need to build up a war chest. Because those of you who are too young to know what a war chest is the amount of money you have to put forth to your campaign to try to be re-elected or elected in the first place. Which is easier to acquire the money? One guy to get $10 out of him, persuade that one guy for the $10, or persuade 10 people each to give you $1 apiece. Well, it's easier to persuade one guy rather than 10 people. So that means it's easier for the politicians to keep the money bottled up into a small group of people, because it's easier just to talk to them and get your money that way rather than to the masses. So there's the encouragement to the politicians to keep the money with a small group. That small group, of course, their interest is to get as much money as possible. It's a game, not so much a survival tactic. He with the most cash wins type of mentality. So they want lower taxes. They want to keep the system going as best they can. That leaves the government in a bind. Take the money away from the wealthy. Now it's difficult for them to get a large war chest, but the economy grows. Or keep with the wealthy and hope trickle-down economics does work the way it does on paper, even though it has proven for the past 30 years that it doesn't. That's the mess we're in. Whether you are for the current president or against, it doesn't really matter. Whether you're Democrat or Republican, it doesn't really matter. The politicians want the money for the war chest. They want a small group of people to persuade to get it, because it's easier that way. And thus, the mess. Those of us who have blue collars, like myself, end up getting less and less money as time goes by. Because even corporations now, remember Mitt Romney? Corporations are people too. Well, he was right on a legal sense. So the company that you work for pays less taxes than its workers on the bottom who are making the products, doing the service. So with that in mind, if you're part of the accounting department, where would you want the money? Just so you pay least taxes. You don't give it to the workers because they pay more. You pay more in taxes to them, rather than giving it to the boss on top, who pays less taxes. See how that game is played? Well, this of course encourages the money to always stay up top. Why would a company increase the wages on its lower workers when they have to pay higher taxes? Just put the money up to where the taxes are least. That would be the owner, the CEOs of the company itself, because it itself is a legal entity. So it can hold on to the money and not bother giving it to anyone else. That's why all the companies are sitting on a boatload of cash right now. But without the workers getting money, the workers need the money for expendable income. Expendable income means they start purchasing things. Purchasing things starts the economy. Can't happen due to the fact of greed and taxes and laziness on politicians' part. Just something for you guys to think about. If you have any comments or anything, put them in the comment below. Like I said, just some pipe thoughts, and let's hear what you guys have to say. In the meantime, keep on smoking, and thank you.